I know that we don't always love laundry. In fact, sometimes we despise it. Sometimes we feel sorry for ourselves because there's so much laundry to do. And sometimes we don't feel very good at it. You know, like that favorite thing gets ruined again. I really believe in this video, I can help you feel less sorry for yourself about laundry. Dare I say, even look forward to it, feel like you're good at it, get more stains out, and save a lot more money doing laundry, not having to buy as many clothes, and do laundry in a healthier way, because whether we believe it or not, it's true. What we wash our clothes with does sit on our body. So, you know, it's not here to shame, but just to help you figure out some better ways to do laundry. I'm also going to share what I believe are 3 of the top mistakes that a lot of people do with laundry. Hey, my name is Lana. This is Girl Teach Me, and this whole channel exists just to help a new mom who's feeling a little overwhelmed, a little burnt out, didn't really see motherhood being like this, being as hard as it is sometimes, to just help you feel more empowered, more excited about motherhood, to help you feel like you can level up and you have a path forward when it comes to leveling up in your motherhood, to just become that mom you've always really wanted to be. And also, I say this in all of my videos because how are you going to know unless I tell you? If you happen to be pregnant, I have a free birth class. It's 5 key decisions that you should consider making to have a better birth experience. Actually, there's a lot we can do to prepare for a better birth experience. I think sometimes we don't realize that it's something that we have a fair amount of control over. Birth is wild, but we can do what we can to prepare. So I want to help you with that. After 5 natural births, I'm here to tell you that there is a lot I wish I knew the first time around. Okay, so what are 3 key mistakes that a lot of people make when it comes to doing laundry? Okay, the first mistake a lot of people do with laundry, I know I make this sometimes, we all do, is that we let it build up. Maybe not even because, you know, we're doing bad. It's because life happens, right? You know, sickness, things like that. It builds up. We get a burst of energy. We get some time. We try to do way too much laundry, maybe even starting it too late in the day, and we don't work it to completion. And then we have a lot of clean clothes, whereas we had a big pile of dirty clothes and now we have a big pile of clean clothes, and that's also overwhelming. And so it's just a bad system. So I'm going to tell you towards the end of the video what I think for me is my ideal system. Like I said, ideals. We're shooting for ideals. We don't always reach it. But I'm going to tell you what helps me keep my laundry going with 5 children and just having a lot of messes, being home a lot of the time, being outside a lot of the time. We got dirty clothes, right? So I'm going to tell you my ideal system more towards the end of the video. And in that system, it's really about doing less laundry more often and working it to completion. But I'll share more about that later. The second key mistake that a lot of people make is they honestly just have too many clothes and too many towels. And so laundry backs up, but we don't feel the pain of that because we still have clothes in the drawer to wear. We still have towels. So we're not as motivated to stay on top of laundry. Actually, if we have a more minimal wardrobe for our kids and for ourselves, we will stay on top of laundry a lot better. It just sounds a little counterintuitive, but it's not. I have another video that you could go watch after this one, and it's just how to do a minimal closet. It's my system that I even use with my kids to help us eliminate duplicates and just, you know, finding holes sometimes in our closet. Sometimes we buy more and more clothes, but we're not buying the right things. And so I think we just have too many clothes and then it backs up further. The third mistake a lot of people do is they ruin clothes, like good clothes. And so because they ruin good clothes doing laundry wrong, they then go just buy cheap clothes, assuming that they will always ruin their clothes. But those cheap fabrics actually are harder to get stains out of. So we're going to talk a little bit more about stain removal, but just doing it wrong. And I'm going to share the thing that actually taught me a huge lesson in laundry was I used to do the laundry for the UT, so University of Tennessee softball team. I was a grad assistant for 2 years. I was studying to be a head coach, and one of my duties was to wash the girls' uniforms. And so what I learned very quickly, trying to keep an all-white uniform white, is that you have to do the right stain treatments, you have to do them in the right timing and order, and you have to make sure not to put heat on it because heat sets a stain. So here are my top tips for saving a ton of money with laundry. Okay, so the first one is to treat stains immediately, like as soon as we can. As soon as you see the blueberries hit the baby's clothes, or your child walks up and puts sticky hands on your nice dress, to treat it immediately. Sometimes I will even go to the bathroom at a restaurant and, you know, like if I have a change of clothes or if it's not that bad, I'll just get a little bit of soap and water and I'll just rub it like that, especially on like a nice dress. Like I actually legit try to wear my nice clothes as often as I can. I feel better in nice clothes. I get more accomplished in nice clothes. My kids seem to have more respect for me when I'm wearing nice clothes. I have more respect for myself, but that means that I cannot be afraid of a kid coming and touching me. And so I will just literally go get some dish soap and some cold water and I will rub it. My son spilled chocolate protein powder all down his favorite shirt today, and I was like, listen, let's get the dish soap, let's get some water. And I just showed him how to do it when we rubbed it, and it's almost out and I haven't even like washed it. So that's step one, is treat it really fast. Sometimes we don't get to that. Okay, I'm gonna talk about clean laundry solutions, like non-toxic, but I will share the one thing that I use that I think is pretty toxic, and I'll tell you how I use it. So I brought my whole laundry box up here, and I did not bring that, but OxyClean. I spray a little bit of OxyClean. I do a double rinse when I use OxyClean. I let it sit on there. I will do that, especially if the stain is really bad, like blueberries or something like that. Another one that's really good is Miss Messy something stain removal. I was at a friend's house. We sprayed it on some clothes immediately after we saw the stain, and it was almost gone before I even left her house, and I hadn't washed it in a washing machine. So that's a really good option too. Here's the thing, trying to catch those stains before you wash it. But washing it on cold, but like I said, that heat is going to set that stain. Think about like if you were trying to dye clothing, you typically use heat. So you want to use cold water. That's going to help the most. And then checking stuff before you move it to the dryer helps so very much. Like if you know it's your nice piece of clothing, or you know it's your kid that's always messy, your baby, I just go ahead and give a quick check. I just check it and then I'll air dry it. Like I have 2 racks in my laundry room. One's actually broken, so I'll have one. But for the nice stuff, I just air dry it. Heat can just be really hard on garments, so I try to air dry as much of my nice stuff or my kids' nice stuff as possible. Also, I have a stain stick from Truly Free. So taking this, rubbing it on there. Truly Free is a great brand if you want something just shipped to you. It's nice, clean, non-toxic. This is not an ad for Truly Free. They have not paid me to say any of this, but they did send me some to try. I tried the scented and I tried the unscented. I have a lot of friends from my homeschool group who use Truly Free, and they actually like the scented. I'm kind of sensitive to scents, and so I didn't love the scented, but my husband actually really liked it because it was pretty faint after we washed the clothes. To me, I didn't love the scent when I was pouring it in the washing machine, to be honest. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? What are you doing? So that's just me. That's just my preference. If you're used to scented laundry detergent, my friends who are actually pretty crunchy, pretty clean, they swear by it. They love it. This was interesting. It's like instead of using dryer sheets, which dryer sheets are just literally horrible for you because they just coat your clothes. They clog. That's another thing I've learned, is it clogs the pores of your clothes. So when I used to be an assistant softball coach, when we had dry fit clothing, they were like, you cannot use any kind of fabric softener, which I don't use that either because it clogs the pores. Yes, a backpack. You want your backpack on? It clogs the pores of the dry fit material, and then it won't let the sweat out, and it literally makes like dry fit athletic clothing stink so bad. And I read a book to my kids that came with like a homeschool curriculum, and it talked about how they make synthetic fibers. They literally like pour this chemical in a machine, and it makes these spindles of these fibers that are just basically plastic, recycled plastic, and it just does not release oil stains very well at all. And so that's another thing, is just really trying to get natural fibers as much as you can, because they are gonna naturally release stains so much easier. Like this is cotton. I try to buy cotton or linen as much as I can because it's very, very forgiving. So tell me down below, what's your top laundry tip? I want to hear your top laundry tip. I feel like we can really learn from one another down in the comments. And a lot of what I'm sharing today actually comes from a laundry guide I used to sell on my website several years ago. Laundry is just something I'm kind of passionate about. Here's the deal. It's not going away. We're going to be doing laundry for the rest of our lives, and so we might as well learn how to do it well. We'll enjoy it more if we do it well. Changing our attitude about laundry is literally a way we can change every single day because it's not going away. So here's my best flow. When laundry is just clicking and we're doing great, I have my stuff sorted. Like I said, my white clothes, my dark clothes, my towels. I never, ever, ever wash towels with my clothes. You know, I'm not using a ton of paper towels. And so we clean up messes with our kitchen rags and they're stinky and I don't want my clothes to smell like that. And so I'm going to separate those two. And I have another reason why I separate it as well. But I'm going to wash the whites. Always checking those whites. Those are going to have the most stains anyways. And then I love to load my washing machine the night before. Now here's the thing, you might click off the video when I tell you this, but I have 2 washing machines, top loaders. I like top loaders, not front loaders. A friend offered to give us an extra top loader and I'm like, yes. So the water goes down into like the same pipe. I'll try to get a shot of that and show you, and then I have 1 dryer, and that's fine because like I said, I try to air dry a fair amount. But I start the laundry in the morning. I try not to start the laundry overnight because I don't want it sitting in there. Now, if it's like just 8 hours, I could probably start a load of towels and then change it right in the morning. But I usually load my washing machines at night and then start it first thing in the morning and then try to switch it after breakfast if I can. And then try to have that laundry put away like around nap time. That would be great. Even if I just got 1 to 2 loads done, I could get that clothes load put away. And then if I have a towel load and a clothes load, and I can't start my washing machines right at the same time, I have to stagger start because just the way like it's overflowed that pipe before. But that's okay. It's a nice holding tank. And then I can just dry those towels and honestly just leave them in the dryer. I don't feel like that's a big deal because after I start the laundry in the morning, I can go back and just fold those towels, like refluff them and fold them and put them away. But it's those clothes. It's the clothes that are really hard to put away, right? The towels are really not that big of a deal. So just starting my clothes first and then working them to completion. Another thing that I did that was very, very helpful for me was I put bins in my laundry room for my boys so that they just can get dressed there, drop their dirty clothes there, and I put them in their buckets. I don't even fold them. Like I just don't. For my girls, I hand them folded into their drawer. They don't always stay folded, but they prefer to, have them in their dresser. They're a little more particular, but I don't mind because they're actually more willing to go put their clothes away. Things like that. So that's a system that really works for me is like very quickly when they come out of the dryer, I'm throwing stuff in the boys' bucket, their baseball bucket, their clothes bucket, and then I'm separating Matt and I's stuff. I hang dry a lot of our shirts because they're going to be hung up in our closet anyways. Him and I share a dresser and we have a very small closet. So I hang dry. Like if it's going to go in the closet, I'm going to go ahead and put it on a hanger and try to hang it up to dry because then when I put it away, it's like boom, 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 grab those hangers and just, put them in the closet. That saves a ton of time as well. And then a really good top tip is before you put those clothes on a hanger, throw them in the dryer for just a second, and that just kind of gets all the wrinkles out, and then shake it out and put it on a hanger, and you will pretty much never have to iron. My husband's great-grandmother taught me that. That's what she does for all of her clothes that she hang dries. She puts them in the dryer for a second, gives them like a hard shake, and then hang dries them, and all of her stuff just looks nice and crisp. And she hardly heats any of her clothes. She's a laundry master, and she can get just about any stain out. The last thing you need to know is just, I promise you, one really easy swap you can make to just improve your health, I promise you, it's just getting better laundry detergent. It does not have to be truly free. I've used Branch Basics, that's really great. So if you go to the EWG and you type in the laundry detergent, it's gonna give you a rating. And what you really want is you want it to be in the green. But if you're using something like Tide or something with a lot of scents, what you have no idea about is that it's actually messing with your hormones. And those are like the communicators of our body. And sometimes, honestly, we can be holding on to extra weight on our bodies because of our hormone health that is impacted by the things we're putting on our skin. So you would think, Lana, like, how could I have 20 or 30 extra pounds on me because of my laundry detergent? It's an endocrine hormone disruptor. Same thing with like your makeup and your soap and your lotion. We're putting that stuff on our skin. Obviously what we're putting inside of our body, that's really important, but our skin is an organ. And when we wash clothes, some of that stuff doesn't come out of our clothes. It sits in the clothes and then the clothes sit on our skin. So I don't use any fabric softener whatsoever. It just clogs the pores of your clothes. I don't even use dryer sheets. So Truly Free has these like little pouches, and it's just like a pouch of almost like, looks like potpourri, and then you can clip it shut and throw it in there if a scent is really important to you. But really and truly, if you think about this, the scent is not essential. Sometimes the scent just covers up the stank. And so I prefer sometimes just to really know how my clothes, if they're really clean. Because if I have no scent in my laundry and I smell it and it doesn't smell right, I know it's not clean. I know it needs to be re-washed. And this stuff is not the best for you. I use it very sparingly. But if something has a lot of body odor on it, like it's the middle of summer, it's a baseball uniform, I will do a scoop of this activewear. And because I use cloth diapers, like for the first 6 months of my baby's life, on and off, like half the time, I strip diapers with this. So if anything has poop on it, any kind of kid stuff has poop or throw up or is just stanky, I will use a scoop of this dirty diaper. So I keep those too, but I don't use them on the regular. Also, these 3 items are also very, very handy. Hydrogen peroxide gets blood out of almost anything. So handy. I think it's like a protein remover basically. And then I use these dryer bags for all of my bras or anything that's delicate. And then you can use these wool balls to just, it bounces it hits the clothes and opens them up and makes it easier to dry. And then you can actually put some essential oils on these little balls if you want to have a certain scent in your laundry. And if you're worried about static, you can pin laundry pins into a dryer ball. Now, sometimes they'll open up, so you have to be careful. You really have to get them in there, but that helps remove static. So those are my top laundry tips. Like I said, that minimal closet video, I feel like if you really get intentional about reducing your closet, you would not believe how much easier it made laundry for me. Like, I cannot overstate, especially kids' clothing. For some reason, sometimes we hold on to too many kids' clothes. Maybe they've been given to us and we feel bad getting rid of them, but they really don't need more than like 4 to 7 outfits. If we're washing like 1 load a day, 4 to 7 outfits is plenty. But if you stack them up on the bed like I show you in that minimal closet video, you might be shocked how many outfits your kids have. Or maybe they have way too many shirts and not enough shorts, vice versa. So it's a really, really good thing just to get inventory of what you have. So if you're a new mom and you need some extra help just to level up, I hope you'll stay and hit subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.
It's so unnecessary dwelling about the past, 'cause I know that God is good, He led me to where I'm at. Sometimes I feel like giving up, you're giving in, but everything happens for a reason. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together.